Hello, my name is Cindy Frank. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the Architecture, Urban Planning, Historic Preservation, Landscape Architecture, and Real Estate Development Subjects Librarian at the University of Maryland Libraries. Today, in this short video, we're going to talk about access to 3 databases that are really relevant for architecture students looking for precedent studies and historical research. And the names of those databases are Jstor, Artstor, and the Avery Index to Architectural Periodicals. I am going to walk us through searching in those different databases. And so I'm going to share my screen so that we can get started. So here we are at lib.umd.edu. And normally when we're searching the entire catalog, we would be right here on Get Started. But because we want to specifically talk about some databases, I'm going here. Now, what the heck is a database? It could be a container that holds data. All right. It could also be a container that is searching through magazines, periodicals, conference proceedings, and finding articles and web pages. And it's usually databases are built around subject-specific areas. Hence, the Avery Index to Architectural Periodicals is specifically searching through architectural periodicals. They also include landscape architecture, planning, landscape design. So databases, you could just type a name in, and all I need to do is type Avery and go search, and here it is. But let's say you can't remember the names of these databases that I've told you about, and you need to still find them. Let's come here, back to databases, browse database by type or subject or name. Let's click on that link. Go ahead, take a minute and do that. And you'll see we can come down here, browse database by subject. No, thank you, chat. And architecture right there. There are 4 databases right off the bat that are highlighted as best bets. And 3 of them are 3 that I mentioned: Jstor, Avery Index to Architecture Periodicals, and Artstor. Academic Search Ultimate, also a great database. You can use any one of those. I'm going to start here with the Avery Index because it's a little bit of a multi-step process. So I'm going to look up a Mexican architect named Javier Senosiain. And I specifically want to know about his house designs. Search. So I get 6 results here. Not bad. It's better than 6,000. So just a few things. You can see on the left, publication date, 1985 to 2019. If you really wanted to limit that to recent things, you can just slide this back and forth and it will adjust. Here are options to, they're all journal titles, so changing the document type isn't going to get you anything. So different magazines here, and they all have articles about a house that this particular architect designed. This looks to talk about his own house. This article talks about something called the Nautilus House. I just gonna pick this one, Earthy Edifice Organic House. Now, a couple things to know. This right here, Architecture Plus Design in bold font, that's the name of the journal. And then this tells you specifically that it's volume 6, issue 4 of April 2019. And the article goes from pages 90 to 96. That's important information you need to remember when you are searching through the Avery Index. If I click find at umd.edu, right here, it tells me here's the title, here's the author, the publication is Architecture Design, volume 36. It starts on page 90. The one thing this doesn't tell you is that it goes 90 to 96. So you need to remember that, write it down. You can come back to this tab and see that. So this particular journal is physically in the library. I know that because I work here. You may not know that. You can click on this. It's going to show you this sort of crazy thing. So why don't we just come back here and request this item through interlibrary loan? It's not going to go to a different campus. The request will go through this campus. And the one thing, see, this is all automatically filled in. How cool is that? Tells you 2019, check the pages. You definitely want to make sure you get all of that. When do you need it? Click on the calendar. I would pick 2 weeks from now. Usually you get it within 2 days. Submit the request. And you can see I actually have a list here. I'm actually going to cancel this now. So I don't duplicate it. Anyway, so that's how you would request an article in Avery. I'm going to come back here. So this has got the publication title. It's in the library and there's a request. This gives you some citation information. You can come back to the search page and pick a different article. Basically, that's how Avery works. So let's jump back. Database Finder. Let's go back to architecture. And let's look at Jstor real quick. Jstor is a bigger database. It's not just searching architecture, it's searching art history, it's searching regular history, it's searching English literature. I'm going to go to advanced search. Searching Jstor is great for keywords and theory. You could type in, Renaissance architecture in France. You could put in an architect's name. You could put in an architectural movement. You can add another search box. You can keep going here and then submit your search. I only get 27,262 search results. The other nice thing to know about Jstor is everything is peer reviewed. So you can be confident that your sources are scholarly sources. When you get into an architecture history class and someone says, you need to have scholarly sources, Jstor is a great place to start. I am really interested in the scholarship in the last 20 years, so I'm going to apply that. And this title actually interests me. It says right here, it's actually a book chapter. So this book chapter on modern architectural theory, I'm hopeful also says something about Egypt. The other nice thing about Jstor, the articles are right here. Whereas in Avery, you have to request them. In Jstor, they're right here. And you'll also find that in the Academic Search Ultimate. I could download the PDF if I wanted to. The other thing you see right here, you can cite this item. Very handy. Chicago is the one that's closest to Turabian. I like to click on the little grid. Again, I want to know, are there drawings in here? Is this illustrated? We're talking about architecture. It is a visual field. And so what's going on? So there's your Jstor article. All right, I'm going to go back to my results. I am going to go click and hold so that I can search the database finder, and we can go up to Artstor. Artstor, as it says, is a repository of images. Now, I want you guys to take a look at something right here. Access provided by University of Maryland. Everyone should register. If you don't register, you can't download the pictures. Here's what registering looks like. You should use your umd.edu email address. That flags you as a member of the University of Maryland College Park community. You pay tuition, you pay student fees. The library uses some of that to buy access to this database so that you all can use it, so that I can use it, so that your professors can use it. So please, you're going to fill this out. You can put this video on pause now if you want while you fill this out with your umd.edu email address. Any password you want. This password is not the same as your University of Maryland password. They are not going to ask you to change it. You can use this, have this account through your entire however many years at the University of Maryland. Your role is going to be college undergraduate student, yay, and your academic department, architecture. Cool. So if you need to pause this right now while you do that, great. While you do that, I'm going to log in. Happy to wait for you guys. So now that you've registered, good job. Let's look up something. So some of you, when you get to Studio, are going to be told, go find me a house plan, or go find me, go look up libraries or courthouses. I need a plan of a house. If they make a recommendation to you about a particular architect, you can put that architect's name in here. But let's just look for house. I'm using the word and I capitalized it because that tells the search engine, don't look for the word and, just look for the word house and look for the word plan together. It's like a coding thing, right? House and plan. You could pick, different regions of the world. It's kind of cool. This is a classic, Frank Lloyd Wright's Roby House. This is a particular plan of it. It's the foundation plan. So these are the walls that hold the dang house up. If you want this plan, because you've registered, you can download it. Right? Download item. There you go. Yes, you accept the terms and conditions of use. Woohoo! Back to results, or you could kind of just one by one flip through what's going on. This looks like 2 plans of a Renaissance palazzo. So, Artstor is great for images and often has plans. It's not going to have the most current, like what was built yesterday, because the database of images is built by whatever people put into it. Jstor, broader, and Academic Search Ultimate, broader research in a whole bunch of fields, but because architecture history is written about, you're going to find articles about particular architects, about particular architectural time periods. And so that's helpful for that. And then the Avery Index to Architectural Periodicals searches through magazines, probably going back to the late 1800s, but the really good thing is there will be articles about more current architecture that gets published every month. And the excitement is you would have to request those articles, because right now you can't walk into the architecture library and flip through the magazines. When we get past the pandemic, I hope to see you all in here. And yes, I get magazines in here. You guys can look through them. There's always fun pictures and plans, sections, and elevations. I hope this has been helpful. Good luck.